Imagine all the people killing indiscriminately. Oh, oh, oh. You may say that I'm a killer, and I say I'm totally serial, you guys. Of course, you know, that's a joke, but, so imagine what the other players are most like. It appears to be a categories sort of game, and oh, you put your name in each part. We have 8 colored tokens, so we're going to do that with the tokens again. We're going to give them attributes of the seasons. And you get to decide which person is going to be the subject. So let's see what we come up with. I like the sparkly when it comes to the design here. And 6 circles, huh? But only 3 of them are the dots afterwards. Now, why is it so funny? I don't really know. So our last game focused on the number 19. This one focuses on 8 plus 1. Then we have 23 in between the start and finish. So it would be 24. We have 24 runes. Garnet is naturally 24 sides. Although try to find a perfectly 24-sided uncut garnet in nature, or such a piece that you can cut off that way because part of it sticks out. Who knows if we can do that. And it looks like we obviously have some pieces not part of the game. And another association that I could bring up is the Church of Hermetic Sciences. Their magical alphabet at one time had an idea of 24. Now I think they're up to 25 or something, but the pieces, you have 2 orange ones. Well, Samhain, the Celtic year comes to an end, and it starts with Samhain. But when they celebrate it, people celebrating Halloween, you know, that's what they're talking about. We go back, you know, from that cross quarter of November, according to the Roman sources and the monuments, and then we end up with the fall equinox. We have the summer solstice. We have the winter solstice. We have the cross quarter in February. So we are missing pieces here, apparently. Well, there is 8. There is 8. It's just we could have had that as a red. And oh, we do have a red. Okay. We do have a red. But we don't have a yellow. So one of those is probably supposed to be a yellow. And it's the cartouche. We can think of this as the challenger, right? You know, the cartouche, they put the name of the pharaoh or place or whatever in there. And so 5 ritual acts plus 2, we have 7 articles of faith, focusing on one deity, which some people are going to think is 3, but they're missing for a reason, apparently. And then 5. you know, our being. That's why we draw pentagrams, is we're tracing our forms. And so we can write our real names, or sorry about the box sound, or we can write our magical names around the thing. The ancient Egyptians had this idea of this, group of 8, but then again, most of the systems have this group of 9, and it's not just demon mythology. There's other mythology that uses that number 9, because of course we have our eyes, we have our nose, we have our ears, and then we have what comes in groups of 1. We have our mouth, our genitals, and anus as the other 3 gates. So choose what color represents you. Okay, there is a gray token. So I missed that on the box, but the gray token's kind of weird. Yeah, the box does show that there's supposed to be a yellow one too. So they kind of did have the cardinal and secondary colors, and then black and white, which would have made sense. And then we'll get into the cards in a second here. And of course, how people regard you is probably how you're going to, it does affect how things play. So people can work together unofficially. And of course, there's separate rules and stuff. We're not going to read over the rules, because that's not what we're doing here. And, there's a Buffalo Games is who made this. It appears that there are bonus cards missing because there's only move 1 extra space cards. And it can be played down with a number card. And we have numbers 1 to 6. And it doesn't appear to be evenly decided amongst these. But as I'm saying, I think some cards are missing from this game. And the challenge is what gets the scores. And this is, dry erase board. And I do like dry erase board related games, as you've seen on some of my programs before I officially started talking about board games. So, yeah, we have questions regarding about what would you be. It's like, if you had a mysterious death, or if you're a problem, or if you're this, that, and the other. So that's where the humor lies. Is, but of course, people have their thing. And okay, the numbers would help decide which you're going to be. So people can reason them as they will. If you were breakfast. I don't know how many question and bonus cards there are, so let me count that up to give somewhat of a meaning for that. Okay, so there was more of these cards than thought. And interestingly enough, we arrive at the number 9. And so there's more of a focus on individuality than pairs. Uniqueness or non-dual versus dual. Okay, we found more. So 6 1s versus 5 2s. Of course, if we look at the tree of life as 5 in the middle and 3 on each side, it's one of the things we arrive at. Now, we don't have the same number for the number cards either. But with the bonus, we can think of what we got in life. But anyways, now, it seemed to me that these numbers would be balanced since we're going through different colors, right? So we're looking at 8 different ones. Black and white in each color. We have that with the 2s as well. So really coming at us from every direction. We have the primary and secondary colors in the black and white with the 3s and the 4s and the 5s. And I guess we do with the 6s as well. Now, every even number kind of forms a balance of forces, right? So, as I find, well, I set out 55 of the cards, I find out that there is a 6th move to extra spaces cards. So we have sort of a zodiacal arrangement, the waxing and waning sections of the year, or the bright and the darker halves of the year, or however you're going to divide that. 75, 6, 7, 8. So now we have as many as the tarot. Now, definitely recognize that and that, but I don't recognize those font names. And Edwardian script, that could be a real font, but... Well, I mean, anything can be a real font, but you know what I mean. Ones that a person would know about. Now that we're at 100, we can think of the simple thing that one of the aspects when practicing divination is to pay attention to your emotions. And something else I was going to draw attention to, but... And now we're at 121, and our answers that come through divination may not be expected. But let's figure out what we're going to do when things get tough, right? Now that we're at 150, we could think of what we could be doing with our life, what we could be doing differently. At 175 cards, we can think, are we wasting our time? Or are we getting something out of what's called entertainment other than entertainment? 183, what are we supposed to put that in police code or something? Now, every Joker, fictional or real, there's a lesson to it, right? But the lesson shouldn't be crime in itself. And we have these backs. Like a mark is left. Like there's a drawing in. A passiveness as compared with the clockwise activeness. Oh, well, I guess you have the passive thing too. You start, passive.